Hello, everyone. My name is Zach.
How's it going? My name is Jesse.
My name is Connor.
Machi Machi, my name is Brian.
Órale, fool. My name is Marco.
And we are the Boys of Ventura. So, since we've pretty much been through more than 10 episodes of our podcast, and actually even more, and we already did our season finale, we are going to dedicate this video to making a tier list. And we're going to have, as you can see on my screen right now, I have five of them shown right in front of me. We have S, which is the best thing ever. A, which is it was pretty good, but a little bit of difficulties. B, mid. C, kind of down, but decent to watch. And then D was like, it was okay, but it's like borderline shit. You know? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, support the channel as much as possible. Don't forget to um, follow our other social media accounts as we have our Discord server, our TikTok, our Instagram, and of course what we're on right now, YouTube. And
Yeah.
also another thing, we still have a few more shirts, so if anyone's interested, please feel free to message us in any of our accounts, and we will reach back as soon as possible.
All right, let's just make it short and sweet. Everything is at S tier. The end. Not playing.
Imagine. As much as I would love that to be, there are definitely some episodes that need to go into deep review.
Oh yeah, of
Starting
course. I mean,
starting with our most recent one with Mikey. Um, what do we think, guys?
honestly, I
Um,
think that one was pretty good. Like
I
Yeah,
the
I think
matcha.
A.
I think
like
that one. I feel like that was pretty good. I mean, like when like
Yeah,
we really went in depth and like talking, and it was actually more like interactive of our like thoughts and ideas of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Yeah, I liked it.
we got to introduce the guest. I know it's one person that you can kind of see being in a couple more episodes. You got the used to like figuring out what we're like. We got to talk a little about horror movies. I think we all had fun like delving into like what we like about them pretty much. And I think only thing I would have liked if maybe it would we kind of did it like in the Halloween time, but I digress because I mean it's never too early to have like a podcast episode talking about your favorite horror movies, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, definitely, I agree. I mean, Mikey was a great guest too. He was freaking actually like interacting and talking and like
Mm-hmm.
he even I think he gave us like some suggestions in the middle of it too, like of movies that we might have not seen.
Yeah.
What I liked
I
about
also
this.
kind of like.
Go on.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna
I
say
also
what.
kind of like some of our.
Go ahead.
I also kind of like some of our interactions before we did the trivia too, like how we were talking about our days. Um, I was talking about like how I had to like move my Xbox stuff because like I thought there was like rodent shit in the garage, and then you're like, oh, the bro's on that pre-workout shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think that Alex too was a good guess because like when we did trivia, and like in the end we were kind of like, nah, you know what? He's gonna definitely win this. Um, but like, and then later, like once we won. He's like, oh, how's it gonna work? Like, how are we gonna like give him like his reward? And he's like, just don't worry about it. What matters is I had fun with you guys.
Yeah,
For sure.
I liked it. I mean,
Solid, solid guest.
I would pretty much think of this as like a pretty good episode. I mean, like you guys said, Micah was a great guest. He taught
Hmm.
us a few movies that like I've probably never even heard of. And
Hmm.
honestly, there wouldn't have been a better topic to go over with Mikey than the one we just did last one. So that
Yeah.
alone makes it a great like vote.
Hmm.
The only The episode was really good. I mean, trivia was fun. Our topics were fun. You know, going over what we watched as kids, like and shit like that. I honestly thought it was really fun to like reminisce over like what we watched, like that scared the living shit
Mhm.
out of us. You know, I was explaining how Jaws
Right.
scared the fucking shit out of me. So, I mean, it was pretty good. I liked it. Um, what about you guys, Brian, Marco?
It was quite interesting, you know. Did not know there was so many information about horror movies, you know, all that stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't talk that much in that one.
Well,
The only
everyone
thing I
has their
could
ups
just,
and downs, so I mean, you still got to talk though.
I mean, yeah,
I
yeah. Brian, you still got
yeah.
to talk. I think there was a couple other. I mean, I forgot what episode it was, but there was one episode where Brian actually talked, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
talking
but
a
that's
lot.
like in just a few episodes.
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
You have your moments, buddy.
Yeah, but that was a bad one.
That's good. That's good. Marco?
Marco,
Honestly, that was a pretty chill episode. I didn't know half the shit you guys were talking about though, but oh well.
yeah, I thought you were into horror thing.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like not into that much, like Nike and these other fools.
I mean, I like movies. I watch a lot of movies, so I mean,
Like
shit's yeah.
I don't watch the movies.
Yeah.
It's like I don't go into depth of learning the actual actors and all the details of the movie and shit. You
I
know?
mean, you got a point on that
Oh,
part, yeah. Because sometimes
nah,
I don't know
definitely.
half of the actors.
Nah, this fool.
I'm just that's it. That's all. So
Yeah.
it was still chill though. Mikey was cool.
Yeah.
I I personally wouldn't say it's an S tier, but I would say it's an A just cause like, you know, it was pretty good. The topic was there, the guest was there,
Yeah.
but I felt like
Me
everyone
too.
wasn't really like contributing, you know? Like Brian
It
wasn't
was.
really it
I
wasn't
agree.
his topic, you know? I
Yeah,
I
I
feel
have
like
my
if it's a S tier, everyone needs to be like more interactive and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
it's all like
agree.
evenly split between us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, A tier seems pretty good for this one.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
yep.
Alrighty then.
All
Hey,
right.
Oh boy. Episode 2, Thomas Fire. What are we
ooh,
thinking, guys?
Hmm.
Wait, I thought we were going from horror movies to like the first episode.
Well, it's randomized.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
got you.
it's
Oh,
randomized.
Yeah.
Thomas Fire. Um, this is. I feel like this is gonna cause some bias because like obviously the older episodes we weren't really that developed. You know, like
Yeah.
we were just kind of getting into this. You know, we didn't have a lot. We didn't do trivia. Marco wasn't in it, and the audio. You know, had seen better days. But I mean,
Yeah, we're
I
definitely
don't.
working up the kinks.
I was kind of shocked, like when I found out just how long this was compared to like the first couple episodes. Because you'd think that one where there's only like four guests or four people in it wouldn't be so long, but it was. And I
Right.
think I remember it was kind of me that made it a little long when I was talking about like my experience with like the Thomas Fire. But I mean, I wouldn't say it was a bad episode. I'd probably put it in like B.
I mean, I agree with B. I mean, like it was when we
yeah,
were first trying to come up. I mean, yeah, we had like a big story about it, but we were still getting working up in the kinks of just how to run a YouTube video, fucking,
Yeah,
and everything.
exactly.
I think we were trying to
Yeah,
adapt to the to us like having a podcast, and you know, since we were so new to it, you know, we really didn't know what much to like talk about yet, and like even though it was like a topic, you know, we all went into depth about it, but I just didn't feel like it was all there, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I
I
mean,
mean,
it
it was a
was
good episode. I mean, we had a good stories about it. I mean,
yeah, it was cool hearing everyone's
Yeah.
perspective on like how what where they ended up during the Thomas Fire because it was a big deal back then. You know, it caused
Yeah, and
us
some of
most of
us almost had
our
like near death experiences.
yeah, and some of us lost our
Yeah.
houses. Not saying maybe any of us have, but I know some people out there that live in Ventura nowadays that are barely just getting back into their house, and just that sometimes is just part of it. But I mean,
Yeah,
I thought all of us did a good job talking about it. Talking about
me
like
too.
going into detail about it. Kind of like what you just said, Connor. You definitely went into depth with it the most. Um,
Hmm.
I would personally say it would be a B or a C, just cause like
Yeah,
we didn't really have that much going on until like episode 5. Like it was just the topic. We didn't like
yeah.
mix it up or even add some little shit to that leads up to the topic. Brian, what do
Um,
you think?
Let's see. It wasn't bad, but also I didn't talk that much in that one. Mm, so it's sort of like a D tier, I gotta say.
You think of it as a D tier?
Yeah,
I mean, think
you
about it,
know,
Brian. I mean, we were just barely coming up, and you're
Well,
just getting used to the environment of doing a podcast. So,
It
well,
was
I mean,
good
this
structure,
is
I
yeah.
think.
this is more of his perspective. Like we said it from ours, but like him himself, like he was
Hmm.
saying it from like how much he was contributing and shit like that. So I
true.
respect
Yeah,
it. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
honestly, from what I hear, I can honestly think that C would be more appropriate for this since it's like right in the middle. I don't know about you guys or not.
I feel
I
like
think I feel like
nothing
C
higher
is.
than B. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
You know
so.
what? Fuck it, let's do C. Because like I feel like if I were to go back and think about how I might have gone a little too in depth, that could probably I could understand where you guys come from. I feel like it being an hour long, is more suitable for like the later episodes. Not really much this one.
yeah, since it was
We
like a
didn't have
starter
trivia and
episode.
all these like yeah
But we were like
these
brand
new
new, so
intricacies.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
boy,
But like that's it really. What's next?
Mother's Day special. Oh my
ooh,
A D.
god.
I do. I put down in the
Here's
first
the
one.
thing. I
Oh
like
my
the concept,
god.
but I think the execution stinks.
You know what? I
You know
kind of
what?
do agree.
Between
Yeah,
I
C and D.
mean,
Between C and
I mean,
D.
it
I
wasn't
mean, yeah,
that
we had our
bad, but it
moms.
was
I mean, I loved it because like we had our moms, and it was a special thing,
well,
and I loved
some.
it.
Right.
I
We're
feel like it
talking
should
about like
be
execution.
execution wise of it. I feel like it would be a C, honestly.
Here's my
I
point.
Yeah.
mean,
Here's where I see it. It like you guys were saying. It was a good concept. It was a great idea to have our moms on, which all of our moms are awesome. I gotten to know your guys' moms, and it was a great episode. But I just thought like
Hmm.
what we tried to keep up with was an issue, and maybe we could have been more
Hmm.
like, oh, it's time to do this, and like the editing too. I mean, that was a lot because like that if we didn't do any editing, that would have been like a 3 to 4 hour podcast right there.
I know. I had to cut out
Yeah,
like 30 minutes of audio.
Yeah. So like, it was good. It was a good idea. I did want to bring my mom on there, and I'm sure you guys did also. So
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I
I
love having my
think
mom on there and shit.
It's just they kind of
You
like
know,
decided, oh, they're gonna make it their own thing. Like they didn't really like weren't in like the same like idea of like the pace that we were comfortable
yeah,
with. Like because we always do these episodes, and like
yeah,
even like the trivia is longer than like the rest of what the moms had to talk about.
right.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like the trivia, like even though it was kind of cool how there's a spin on how we were doing the questions and they were answering, like it was kind of felt kind of off that like a lot of them, I don't think they were like multiple choice answers. It didn't really feel as fun doing trivia.
It was interesting. It was a different thing to try. Instead of like
Yeah,
having one of us host it. All 5 of us took turns doing questions, and even then, like
yeah,
it did take a little long, but I mean, I think it wasn't as bad. I mean, I will say that, we've had better, but I would
Mhm.
honestly put it at a C tier.
Yeah. Also, going
Yeah.
back to like what you were saying too about like how S tier or very good is only good if all of us contribute.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying anything bad towards like Brian and Marco, but like it didn't really feel as grand with like only three of us having their moms on.
Not only
To
that,
be
but like,
fair,
what is it? I think it was mostly us three talking just because, like, we were able to find more time to, like,
Right.
respond and all.
Naturally.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool to hear them talk and all, but just, I
Mhm.
did think it was, like,
That
it
was
was
awesome.
kind of a struggle to, like, kind of get to the next topic when it
Yeah.
was needed to, but, I mean,
I think between C and D is fitting.
yeah, yeah. Brian, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy, I know
for
I
me, I
interrupt you.
think it's for me, it's actually D.
D, why do you
The
say
reason
D?
why, because it's kind of the first episode that I actually did trivia and actually went to fall. Oh, and then like Jesse took over. So
Oh, when you were asking the question?
yeah, you
Oh,
guys like so confused.
Uh,
yeah. I mean, it happens, bro. I mean, these
Yeah,
weren't some like easy questions, so I mean, it happens, but I mean, at
yeah,
least we tried it, right?
yeah.
It
First,
just
like the
happens.
first intro that we did for the Mercy, your mom's like really spent hours chatting.
That's true. You know what? We didn't even get to the actual
Yeah.
trivia till like what, 40 minutes? It was like 30 to 40, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
We had to cut that out too.
Yeah, that was.
And some of the information that they say is kind of private and disrespectful.
Yeah, yeah. It was surprising. I'll say that.
They
Yeah.
probably like they came in. They probably didn't think, oh, like we have to. It has to be about them, and something they don't like in order to like appease the viewers. We can't just be normal. Like no, like that's why that we have this.
Right.
But yeah,
Hmm.
Marco, what do you think, bro?
Marco.
Polo.
Get
Damn.
off the shitter, fool.
Fuck.
Marco, what do you think about the episode?
What episode are we on again?
Mother's Day.
Oh, that was a shit show.
Took him a second to just say that.
No mercy for this episode.
Yeah. Not even a chance, not even a second to rethink of it. No, it was a shit show.
That's how
that's
I was
crazy,
thinking.
man.
Dang.
I mean,
I
Bro,
mean,
like we
Yeah.
spent, like they, we literally spent hours just waiting for them to finish talking, so we didn't interrupt them.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was like every time one of us tried to say something, it was like they kept on going, and it was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, go on.
Bro, don't even get me
Yeah.
started on the trivia, bro. That shit was chaos.
Yeah.
And then what killed me was when my mom and Jesse's mom were asking something about you in the middle of the trivia. I was like, wait, this isn't part of the trivia.
I was like, yeah. So what
Oh,
is it?
okay.
20 questions to talk about me or what?
I was
And
being
so
interrogated halfway through the trivia. What the
I,
fuck?
Yeah.
the trivia topic should have been about Marco instead. God, we should have thought that before, boys.
Mm.
Yeah.
I won't lie though, there were some parts that I did kind of find funny, like during trivia, like when I think you guys, I think one of the questions is about one of the states, and then my mom's like New York or something, and she's like, they got a lot of bitchy women down there, and then there's a payoff when Zach, when your mom said like, I think she got the answer right, but she was like, oh, thanks Anita, for your knowledge on all those bitchy women in New York.
Yeah, it was
That was
alright.
funny.
See, the episode itself wasn't our best, but like you said, Connor, there were some good moments. So that's why I was thinking
Those,
it could be at a C at least. Like, not the worst.
Yeah.
it was not the worst
Mhm.
episode. I mean, yeah, the execution was like not all there, but like like the topic and everything, it was fucking good. I mean, fantastic. I mean, I love
Yeah.
having like our mothers being part of something pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
standout because we got
mothers.
our moms on here, you know?
Yeah, at least we can go back to it and say, you know what? Our moms did go on. You
Yeah.
know? That's something good. And it was
Yeah.
good. It
I mean,
was
that's
feel
for the
something
like
good. I
right
mean,
holiday.
yeah, and then like you gotta think about it. If you like look back at it in like in a few fucking like 10 years, you can be like, damn, this shit was fucking pretty
it was
fire.
kind of special,
Yeah, it
you
was
know?
special.
We're
You
going to
know,
laugh.
I mean, it's
I,
special as fuck. You know.
I feel like the Thomas Fire is sea in a different way. That I feel like it's on the upper crest of the sea, and Mother's Day is kind of like on the lower side of sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Favorite board games.
Ooh.
That one.
I think A or B.
Yeah,
Board
I felt like it was a great topic idea, it was something that we would all get into, but I just felt like all of us weren't all there with our answers and like we
Yeah.
did talk about a
I
lot
think
of
B
board
is
games.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Half
agree
the
with
time it
that.
was like something else. But yeah.
Yeah, the trivia was really
The
fun though. Like I did like trivia,
Yeah.
about the history
it was
about board games and like what was invented first and shit like that. And I thought that was like a really nice mind refresher for like us and what we brought to the
yeah.
audience.
And like
Mhm.
a good little educational thing. I mean, I think talking about like or learning something that we didn't know. You know.
Some education with some
Mm.
shit talking. Both of them mix well.
This is
How
like
would
a
you
guilty
know?
pleasure
I know, right?
because
um,
it took a little bit of work and the trivia was a little like interesting, but like it's sometimes got so stupid that it's just funny, you know?
yeah, it's like, we know it's like not the best, and we know it's like
But like we
not
embrace it.
professional, but it was something that needed to be kept in for like funny moments to
Yeah.
think of in the future.
I like talking about all the board games, and it kind of it's good because it reminds me of like when we play Monopoly, or any of
Yeah,
those games. That's what I liked about it. It kind of makes you remember like when you were a kid, and it kind of helps, like when you talk about other stuff, like fire or like, something that's happening like later on in your life and you got to adjust for it. It's kind of nice to also have episodes where you talk about like your past when times were simpler.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Brian, Marco, what do you guys think?
I gotta go with. Is there like a F tier on that one?
No.
No,
So
Ah,
about the F tier, because I know I didn't explain it in the actual cut, but since there really isn't a bad episode, I feel like all of us would say is the shittiest. I think the lowest we could say is like it's decent to watch, but not the best. So that's what we're gonna go based off of.
and then I gotta go with D again.
You want to go with D?
Yeah, it
okay.
was the episode where I actually host the
Oh
on the board
yeah,
game
you were
trivia.
the one that was
That's
hosting that time. Futurama.
Like,
Dude, no, that's why I like it because it's so stupid that it's funny. Like eventually, like
yeah,
we're able to embrace it, and it's like
Yeah.
I think our reactions seal the deal too. I like how Marco just like, can I go home now?
Yeah. Everyone had a good part in
yeah,
that. Now that I think of it,
Yeah,
especially since Brian like hosted it, I felt like we got more out of him hosting it, and I thought that was just
yeah.
awesome right there. And even though
We
he
were
was
all
like
kind of
fucking up
vocal
on the
about it.
wording, I still thought the concept and like the execution turned out really well. And I know Brian thinks of it as a D, but honestly, I would personally think of it as like kind of like what you said, Connor, an A or a B.
B. I also kind of like there were a couple of moments when like Jesse and I were like going at it with each other
Yeah.
during trivia.
Yeah,
It was
wait,
pretty cool.
what were we going at it about? I forgot.
I think because like I wanted the trivia to like start, and then you're like, "Damn, Connor's in a rush,"
Oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
like,
yeah, we were getting at it. Yeah.
and then I think later like there was one part where like I didn't like answer a question because like I had to sneeze and I was thinking about it, and you're like, "Wait, what's going on? You didn't answer," and then Marco's like, "It's Brian. He doesn't wait."
He doesn't
Oh,
wait.
And then at
yeah.
the very and then at the very end, I think that's when you and I, Jesse, were like the last ones because
Yeah.
we had to do bonus questions, you know,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I
like
remember. I
like what
remember now.
usually
Yeah.
happens in later episodes, and I think I won that one.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
It was fun, kind of derpy, but like in a good way.
Yeah. It's derpy
I,
entertainment.
it's probably not as good as horror movies, but not on the level as like Thomas Fire Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That's why I think B is appropriate.
Marco, what do you think, fool?
That was a fucking train wreck too. I like that one though. That's a funny.
It was a train
The,
wreck.
the part is that how bad it, and at the same time how like shit we did on it was still funny enough to the point of it.
Yeah.
With Brian, the trivia, Jesse and Connor not being able to answer. And it's like, and then them two going at it for a couple games, and then you and I going at it for a fucking Monopoly. Like, we were all over the fucking place. It was funny though. Like, I actually liked that.
Yeah.
It went to chaos.
His opinion, I'll actually give that an A.
An A?
Yeah, honestly, A sounds like a good
Yeah, I just think because
a
like
good
there's a
ranking
lot of
for it.
funny
Yeah.
moments, it's like there's a lot of laughable moments, you know.
I also think like an A or B, but I feel like since like Brian said D, I think the
I should
least we
go
could
for
do,
B.
yeah, because it's still saying it's a great episode, but there were definitely some parts that were like not all there. I mean, as funny as it
Yeah,
was, the pronunciation wasn't all there, so I felt like
Mm-hmm.
that could have definitely done a lot to why he graded it low.
yeah,
So I feel like B's appropriate. Yeah.
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 Like
I
on the
guess
upper side
so.
of B.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes, up. Yeah.
it's like borderline B plus to an A minus if it was in
Yeah,
like a closer term, you know?
makes sense.
Oh boy. Okay, pest problems.
A.
You know what?
Ooh.
I would personally say an A too. That one was really fun. I liked how we all got into depth with our stories about rodents and like roadkill.
Yeah.
That one was me,
Mm.
but I know definitely like we
Roadkill is
all.
you.
I talked about like a couple of snakes that like I encountered around.
Oh, in
Like there's like a rattlesnake.
your dad's
Yeah,
backyard.
and he like sliced like the motherfucker's like head from like the body with the shovel.
Hmm.
And that one time when we had to like get like a garden snake, we had to get it out of there, and then like it like we were taking it in the car, and then like it almost came out of like the trash can that had the lid on it, and we had to like wait till like it left the car.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing I like about it is I feel like it's one of those things like when you hear us talk, it sounds even funnier if you were to just like visualize it in your head, you know,
Right.
instead of just being audio. And I think the trivia was pretty fun too. I think Jesse did a pretty good job. You know, it was kind of interesting, like seeing who would, get to the top, in terms of like getting all the questions right,
Right.
and it was kind of nice that Marco got it right, or won it on his birthday when we were shooting it.
Right. Yeah.
And I love too how like him and Brian went back and forth on the whole like rat thing.
Yeah. No, that was cool.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
noticed too that was also like the first time we had to adjust to like expanding the intro talk to like 15 minutes because Brian and Marco needed to be able to get their word out,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what
Yeah.
was I talking like. What was my story about like the snake again? Like I have really shitty memory,
You.
as you guys know. So
I
like,
It
think
was
I
like
think you
something about
said
Boy Scout. Like you were in like a forest
and you
and
saw it in
like.
like a cave.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, freaking that fucking hiking situation. Yeah. I never
Oh, that's
added
Mhm.
freaking. I never added that snake situation. One that I had in boot camp.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I,
You
I
should
said that
list
one too,
that.
right? Yeah. All right. Yeah. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah. I thought I talked about that too, but yeah, freaking. Yeah, I had experiences with snakes, but I think that one was pretty good. I think like maybe like the like lower A tier, honestly, pretty
Yeah.
Okay.
good. We got pretty good stories out there, you know.
Yeah.
Freaking, especially like Zach's, you know, fucking. I remember him
Mhm.
sending the picture with the fucking with
Oh
the fucking
God.
dead cat, bro. Like that shit was fucking
I know
funny.
that was kind of scarring, like haunting. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
dude.
bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I told you.
At least
Zach
his,
Hey,
at least
posted.
his, at least his dogs are okay though,
I told you I would
and
pay
him
for your
too.
therapy. All right. Now you make me feel bad,
Well, he
fool.
almost ran over an owl.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I had Brian screaming like a fucking girl in the passenger seat, back seat, fucking driving.
I thought with the dog or cat.
Oh yeah, that too. Dang,
Yeah, that was pretty
that was
funny.
also crazy. Uh-huh. But yeah, I think everything went pretty smoothly with that. I just think that, I think this is when the episodes started getting usually longer too, and we kind of had to adjust to that a little bit, like over an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's kind of inevitable once you move up in the series.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, so I think A is perfect.
Marco, what do you think?
honestly, I give that an A. There's a lot of funny stories in there.
Yeah.
Cat dead, fucking bunch of rats,
Mhm.
um, and other shit. That's alright.
Even
I
when
like.
Brian was telling the story,
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
like Zach's reactions to it, like you're like, "There's no way your area is the cleanest,"
Yeah,
or like you're boring.
Brian.
Opinions, how you give B or an A?
All right, let's stick with an A then. All right, my favorite holiday where I show my Irish self. St. Patrick's Day wishes.
The St. Patty's Day.
Ooh.
I think it honestly belongs in like maybe C.
Yeah,
Hey,
A little lower than Thomas Fire, but not as bad as Mother's Day. Just because I think the idea, looking back, is a little silly. Like like wishes, like like if leprechauns are real. Like I kind of feel like like when we came up with it, it was a little like kind of like it felt mandated just because it was like holiday.
yeah. I think it
But
was
we
more.
had good ideas for it.
I think it was like you said, more the idea that like it was the holiday that we were trying to like make an episode for, so
Yeah,
like we can just have people
it's
like
like an
listen on.
inverse of the Mother's Day. The Mother's Day, is C because the execution wasn't as good as the idea. This one, the idea was kind of silly, but like I think it got a little better like after trivia
Yeah, it got out there for sure,
because it was a little too easy. But yeah,
for
Mm.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'd put it out as C as well. It wasn't our best
yeah,
performance, but it was something to distract us, and an hour went by pretty fast, if I do say so myself.
yeah, I think so too.
Y'all agree?
Yeah, you
Yep.
that St. Patty's episode. What's it called? That was when we did what if the leprechaun was real. What wishes we put right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking, I think it was a pretty good episode. I ain't lie. I'll give it like uh, a B. It was pretty alright, you know. But we did do a lot of talkings and shit. So I mean,
Mm.
I thought that one was pretty good.
hmm
That's good. Yeah, I could definitely agree. Marco,
how was that?
what do you think about St. Patrick's Day wishes?
Honestly, I'll give it a C. It
See,
wasn't that bad, but it was still pretty funny.
that's good. Yeah, I think a C would do good. Brian, do you agree?
Yeah, same.
All right. Ventura
Oh boy,
Desires, the
either S
debut.
or A.
I think this one was definitely one of my favorite ones for sure, because like we all got to speak out our perspectives of like what we would like from Ventura, because Ventura, as far as like everyone else knows, it's a tourist attraction almost, and it's well known for its downtown area where it's got those old buildings designed to look like just bars or hotels, and now an arcade. But yeah, it's definitely a tourist area, and just I like how we all kept on saying ideas on like how we all could like how it could contribute to like to the community, and like how it would make it more well known. And
Yeah.
I do remember my idea of like the Pacific View Mall. It's a dying ass mall right now, barely on its last leg. They should definitely put that remake where that Sears used to be into Dave and Buster's. And I also liked your guys' ideas with the golf course, Brian, and all.
Yeah, the episode wasn't that bad. I gotta say, but it's actually a A for that one.
Wow, first time Brian voted high. Okay, okay.
Well, because of that episode, I actually like mentioned some shit that I know, like
Well, we
say
all had a
out.
lot to say, which is good, and it didn't even feel like that long either. It felt like we kind
No.
of breezed through it pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's why it's kind of amazing because, like, it first of all we introduced like a new member who's a recurring guy, Marco. Like we have a fifth guy in our fifth episode. I think we like shot it like around Super Bowl weekend, and it didn't even take that long to edit. Like we
Wait.
went through, like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I went, we went, like we went through like the intro trivia pretty seamlessly, and then all of our ideas are pretty fun too. It's basically the title is kind of confusing, like Ventura Desires, but then when you think, oh, they want to talk about what they would want in Ventura, just to like
Yeah.
kind of have people still want to go to it. There's an idea if you want like
Maybe the
other
title should be
mall or like a zip line, inspiration from like what you see from other places.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it.
maybe for that podcast. Maybe should rename it to "How to Turn Ventura Good Again."
That's already too long.
I think, yeah, that's too long. I think Ventura Desires is like perfect.
Oh,
Like,
Thank
make
you, Jesse,
it
for
better.
that.
it's not a word salad.
Speaking of which, when was the last time you ate a salad, Brian? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Who's fucking with that? Wait, who's fucking with the soundboard right now?
Not me.
Huh? Who?
I think it's Marco.
It's Marco. It's Marco or Connor. I want to say those two.
Yeah,
Kevin,
it's one of those two.
Kevin, make Brian a salad.
So it's you.
All right, so what we think, guys? An S or an A? Because I honestly think this is one of our best ones.
I think S.
S.
Yeah, this is like perfectly sums up, like what we're all about, and like the fact that like it didn't even like it wasn't that hard, on any of us,
Yeah.
It was kind of like we all talked about what we want,
Yeah.
So we're all together, I don't know. I just really like it.
Yeah, I liked Marco's debut because it was another body talking in his perspective. So it was a great episode. Great.
It's almost
start
everything. Yeah.
and a great out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
An introduction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I agree. On S3, it was pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Episode 4, Call of Duty Nostalgia.
Oh shit!
I want to say either A or B.
I think the idea was good, but I don't think how we incorporated it was all there. Because, like, I mean, obviously it was about Call of Duty, but, like, we literally just talked about all the games and, like, what we want from the new one. I don't know, just, it seemed a little off.
Like a summary.
Like we kind of faltered when we went from like talking about the games we like to what we would like in it. I feel like
Yeah.
we didn't really say a lot on it, you know?
Yeah, it didn't match the title as much, and like it was still a great episode. Just I didn't like. I don't think it kind of adds up to like what it summarizes in the actual thing. Because like when you like before you read a book, on the back, there's always like a little summary that you read, and it's pretty much describing the book, but like using smaller words or just like a smaller story that kind of adds up to it, and that's kind of like what we didn't do, and I feel like that's what we should have paid more attention
Yeah,
to.
that's a good idea. And also, I know that like this is the first episode where we introduce trivia, and don't get me wrong, it was fun, like when we started. But I do like the idea now that like ever since board games, how every episode is basically like we do it like have a topic. The trivia is also linked to that basically, and here we just kind of made it about worldly events.
Yeah.
I kind of much preferred if it was about Call of Duty or something. Kind of like the next
Yeah,
one was.
yeah.
It was
Maybe.
still kind of a fun experience though. Like I liked when you were like getting mad at Brian for like stalling us in the first question about what food can't go bad.
I know. Can you imagine the fat guy talking about food? No.
He went from like, it almost felt like he was like accidentally kind of stalling us to like, he's like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to do it on purpose.
Mm.
I'm
I
gonna
remember
I'm
doing
gonna
that.
go I'm gonna go on my food dictionary and say all the food that I like from alphabetical.
Yeah.
Alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly though, I would probably put it at like a B. That's just me though.
B,
Yeah,
yeah. That
I
sounds
agree.
about right.
I feel like maybe a lower A. I don't know. I mean, it was a good
Mm,
topic. I love the topic. I mean,
Maybe.
Call of Duty is like we
goated.
grew up with like fucking a lot of shit in it.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a nostalgia moment of just
It-
like remembering all the like good things about like what we experienced through
No, I
of like
agree.
growing up playing Call of Duty.
Is it better than board games? Like the episode?
No, I think the episode board games was better. Board games was better
So
for
we'd
sure.
probably
would
put it in like a B then.
I would
Yeah,
I think it would
Yeah.
probably be like I think board games is like borderline like B about to be A, kind of like what we just said. So
yeah.
I honestly think it's lower in B than favorite board games, but I still think it's B,
Uh-huh.
not by much.
Yeah, I think B is appropriate. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and agree with B. Yeah, I mean it seems about reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, New
Okay.
Year's resolution. D.
No.
Fucking D.
B.
Fucking D.
We did
Brian,
this concept later.
Brian,
It was better.
you're a fucking D for this.
Yeah,
Why?
You're a
Oh,
D
I
for
went too dark for that one.
yeah, dude. We had
Bro.
to stop the episode to get
That
you to
time
say
took longer than the
something.
episode runtime.
Oh my god, bro! Like that shit took so long. You were like, oh, it just happens. Well, that's how I am.
Oh wow!
And
I
this
don't
is
know.
how I
This is the
am.
way
This is
I am.
pissing me off.
I don't-
This is pissing me off.
And literally, so get this, guys. So pretty much, the layout was good. I'll admit it. We had a great introduction. We all got to see how we were doing. We go through mine, we go through Connor's, we go through Jesse's New Year's resolution, and then there's just dumb fuck Brian over here who's like, I don't know. I had never thought of it.
I know, like it's almost like you didn't know we were filming an episode.
Yeah, it's like bro, you forgot to read your script. Like you're supposed to read it before you go on stage. You know that, not eat it.
Yeah.
What did the podcast, not acting
A
class?
podcast?
Podcast?
What's a podcast?
You
All right,
plug your
guys,
ass
we're
into
turning
the
this into a
bathtub or
podcast.
some shit? Like what? No.
Oh my
I'm
god,
fucking-
dude!
And-
I'll
and-
never
and-
forget it, bro. I'll never forget
Into
it.
the
bro.
timeout and watch Kevin chair.
We're just like Brian. We're like Brian. You got to say something. We don't care if it's fake for right now. We just got. You need to
Just
say
make one
something.
up, Just eat,
Yeah.
Don't
Brian,
eat your chin, but yeah.
I was literally about to say, Brian, you need to go in the timeout in the bathtub if you don't say your New Year's. Like that's a no.
Yeah. You say you're sorry.
But yeah, I honestly think D would be a good. I mean, Like
Yeah, I
like I
mean,
said earlier, there's no bad episode, but there is definitely better, and there's like worse episodes that we've done.
Yeah.
And this is like
and we
one
can
of those
we
that categorize it.
yeah.
And just what it left us with, like we only had like a 30-minute episode.
Bro, that
That
wasn't
I don't
even
think
a
that should be
fucking
appropriate for a
podcast
podcast.
episode. Hell
I
no.
know, like,
I
and
think
we did this concept better,
I think a
foreshadowing the next coming up. Yeah.
I think a podcast episode, just in general, should be at least like 50 minutes to like an hour max. Now, if you're gonna do like a special, like St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, which we did, I would definitely think something more like an hour, maybe 30 minutes would be more appropriate for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
But, yeah, that's how I see it. But yeah,
Yeah.
do we agree that it goes in D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I agree.
also just has that samey feel of like the first 4 episodes were without trivia. I feel like it kind of and Marco. I feel like it kind of like they kind of blend in together a little bit, and like it's just us talking. Like hey, we say our intro, like we introduce ourselves, and then we just talk, go right into the subject.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, back to the one of the fun ones. The future of the boys of Ventura. That was
I think
another good one.
A or B.
I don't think it was as good as Ventura Desires for sure, but I do think
Yeah.
we all took a second and thought about where we would see each other in the future, like what the perfect life of us would be. And I thought it was a really great concept and how we did really good describing what we want with our families, what we would want in
Hmm.
general, where the location, what state, what
Me-
country. I thought all of it was like really great, and we were all using our imagination. That's why I
Hmm.
think it deserves to be an A, at least an A.
At least I agree. I agree. I mean, it was a good concept,
Mm.
and we talked about what we see ourselves in the future and what we are trying to do. And it gives us a little chance of just like thinking outside of the box of just like, hey, yeah, this is what we plan to do for our future. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely,
you know.
Brian.
I feel like
Oh, sorry.
oh,
No, my
Same
bad.
with you guys. It wasn't that bad, but it should be like a bit more improvement for that one. Like we should like already like be prepared to say what we're about to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that.
you said a little more though, Brian. We didn't cut off that much time, which is I think an improvement.
We
It's I
didn't
feel
cut
like
the-
I feel like the idea of you guys coming up with the future of the boys Ventura is kind of like, you know what? New Year's resolution sucks. Let's do it. Let's redo it again. And think more about like ourselves in the far future. You know, let's talk about what we're gonna do with our families. And instead of feeling it's just 3 people talking, like Zach, Jesse, and I, now it's all 5 of us.
Yeah.
And the whole
Hope
and the whole Pablo jokes were so funny too.
Oh my God! What episode was that one again? That was the best one.
that was episode 6. I think
Was
that.
it?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's the thing, though. I like it. I don't think I would say I like it as much as like pest problems, though. I think somewhere between that and like board games is like good. It's like either a higher B or a lower A,
All right,
just
Marco.
because I like the
Oh,
other
sorry.
threes. But yeah, no, I'm
Honestly,
done.
A.
Nay. All
An
right.
A, yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those episodes where it's like a contender, but I mean, obviously it lacks some things that doesn't qualify for an S tier. So it happens.
Yeah,
Okay, now back
at times
to.
I feel like
Sorry, go ahead.
at times now you're good. It felt like it kind of got a little complicated. Like sometimes, like towards the end, like when Brian still had to kind of figure out. Obviously, it's not as bad as New Year's, but like he had to kind of figure out what he was gonna say, and then like I feel like I don't know. I just think that the pest problems in like horror movies were more exciting, and
Yeah.
like the future of the Boys Ventura seems kind of like a little vague in its title, but it's not bad. I mean, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was a good one. Yeah.
All right. Two more.
Vacation experiences. This
I would
is
say A or B.
this is the one that started the whole series. And
Yep.
Oh, I
honestly,
forgot. What did I talk about in that one? Fuck.
we talked for a bit in this one because like we all had like a bunch
Yeah.
of fresh ideas and like how something happened and shit like that. And I remember I was
Yeah.
talking about the time when I went to San Diego with you guys and we were visiting Jesse because he just got done with boot camp. And what was it? It was a Carl's Jr. or a fucking. It was Carl's Jr.
Jack in
right?
the Box.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. That cashier was stupid.
And that cashier was so stupid. She wanted me to buy another fucking burger that I
Because
dropped
you
on a
dropped yours.
I dropped mine
And then you
because
got that
the bag
homeless
was
guy.
facing the other way, and I didn't know. So that was like something they should have like
Yeah.
took into consideration. But
And you got that homeless guy saying "bitch, bitch" every 5 seconds, like he's Tourette's guy.
no, he was literally singing his rap music, and he was like, "Bitch," saying it all out loud, and like even at one point, she was like, "Sir,
That's the only
you
word
need
he
to go
knows out of the
outside."
song.
I don't know. I liked him.
Hey,
I liked him. He seemed chill.
I liked him.
He said my favorite word. One of them.
he
Yeah.
said it, and he said to the cashier too.
Yeah, literally. I should have fucking
Mhm.
recorded that shit and put it on Instagram or YouTube. Get
And then
some
like
good clicks.
told her, hey, like don't go here because this bitch works here.
Yeah, make sure this bitch isn't working so you come back and you have the
Yeah.
best meal of your life.
hmm But yeah, I thought it was cool. We all talked about our vacation experiences, and then of
Yeah.
course, we got our chance to talk about not just the ones we had together, like Pismo and San Diego, but also like whatever else we would go to. Like I got to talk about Catalina and just how
Yeah.
nice it was, like just being away from the city and just like being on an island for the first time. Kind of gives off that Santa Barbara vibe where it's just all cloudy, even like in like September, but it's just really like comfy looking too. And I can't wait to honestly like go with you guys there to Catalina one time.
I would love to
I feel
go.
like there'd be a lot for us to go. Yeah, man.
It definitely sounds
I mean,
fun to go to with that arcade you were talking
hmm
about too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And I
yeah,
think it was a good start to the
if you
series.
know us, yeah, no, but like if you really know us, man, we love fucking arcades, bro. No matter how old we are, fucking arcades are fucking
Mhm.
awesome.
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And you're awesome.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese started it all. No playing.
Yes, sir.
It kind of did, honestly, for me at least.
Yeah, no, honestly.
I grew up with Chuck E. Cheese, and then, like, when I turned, like, 13, I just stopped going for some
Yeah.
reason. I was like, where the fuck did this
Mhm.
come from?
Yeah.
Where the
Right.
fuck did the
Yeah,
years
and
come
then
from,
like,
man?
Teenager.
I
And then-
know.
and that's why you have Dave and Buster's, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's like
Oh,
another
hell
thing.
yeah. It's an adult version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. But
Literally,
like kids
man.
now won't get to experience Chuck E. Cheese or understand.
Yeah, dude,
the
they use
history.
cards at Chuck E. Cheese instead of fucking coins, bro. No one's gonna fucking remember the coins, man.
Or
I
the pizza
know.
too.
You know what's
The
funny,
pizza
though?
there, I mean, it's been a minute, but yeah. Well,
Though, okay, first of all, even though the pizza was made out of, like, cheap ingredients, low-key, I love that pizza way more than the fucking
The
rich pizza that you
texture was
get
good.
from a typical Italian place, you know?
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, I mean, like it does smack after, as a kid, after going in that fucking playground, you fucking that goes up and go down the slide,
Yeah.
fucking around with your
I
friends and
missed that.
shit. Or after just fucking going in the ticket blaster for your birthday and then having a
Mhm.
fucking pizza and
It
a
was a
fucking
place
soda.
that Brian could take Kevin to.
I mean,
And you just gotta hope that when you climb up the ropes and go inside the little tubes, no one peed right there.
Brian will get stuck. Brian will get stuck. I don't know if he'll climb up there.
Shit.
Oh no, not Brian.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, like, why are you telling Brian to go up there, man? Like, it's crazy. You know he's too big for that.
Brian's literally just a reskin of a piranha plant if he gets stuck in one of those tubes.
Just the way he is.
Just
It's just the way he is.
is.
It's just the way he fucking is.
Can you just imagine Brian getting stuck in one of them and you just see Chuck E. Cheese pulling on him?
Wait,
Get out of there, you little
but,
shit!
hey,
You're
honestly,
too big.
that episode will. Honestly,
Sorry, go
but like that episode though, like I'll give it an A. Maybe like almost the S tier since it was like the one that started it
Yeah.
all. Like
Mhm.
top A at least. You
Yeah.
know.
I think A or B would be good.
No.
I think A.
A. Brian, what do you think?
A or B.
Alright. Since it's more A's, let's just do A.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
All right. What's our final pit?
Out of this,
is
it's kind of
perfect.
funny how random it is. This
This
is
is-
perfect. Yeah.
This is actually perfect because it is a season finale and this is literally the last one we go over.
Right.
That makes sense. Wow, it was kind of subtle. It was kind of subtle.
It
Yeah.
was meant to be, man.
Ouch.
It was just meant to be. It
Yeah,
happens.
it was just meant to be. Yeah.
It happens. Brian
Mhm.
Walters.
Yeah. It's just the way he is.
My mind might be fucking with me, but I think it's D. I think it deserves a D.
A B?
A D.
A D?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad.
Not. It just happens, dude. Nah, I'm fucking with you.
I think I don't think it was
You
a-
let it go. Just.
I think it's either, honestly, S or A.
S or A.
Yeah, like actually, it's one of the. I think it's one of my favorites, even
think-
if it's long.
I think it deserves an A. Just because, like, I feel like,
Yeah,
you know, it was a lot of talking, but just, like, not everything was said properly, and I felt like it was a little off than usual.
mm-hmm.
It was good, though. I mean, like,
Fucking.
we got to go over, like, maybe what we would do in the future with, like,
Yeah,
our shit, and, you know, even for a season finale, it wasn't as bad, but I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite.
yeah. I think basically, like, it's kind of inevitable that we would kind of do an episode like this, the season finale. I like that we had the idea of like explaining how we came to be, of like meeting each other,
Yeah.
and like how we all talked about it, and the guys were like going back in time, and it's one of those things where you think, oh, we have more in common with each other than we thought we did, and the SpongeBob trivia thing was pretty cool too,
Yeah.
like it seemed like at first like, oh, it would kind of be tied, and then it kind of shifts a little bit until like there's only certain people like left in there. And I also really found it funny how like freaking, well, first of all, I like to like how the shit we were talking about like in the intro to, like, that was pretty cool. But like we were talking about like our lives, and I think like once we got to trivia, it got pretty funny because then like before you hosted trivia, Zach, you were talking about how like in the previous one, Brian kind of flunked with the trivia a little bit hosting.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's that bit where Brian's like, I'm fighting for the power. You're like, no, you're not. You're fighting for your chips.
Well, because of that, I will never do trivia again.
Well, I mean, you kind of did in the Mother's Day one.
Brian has
possibly. We all did it together.
I think for Brian, the fear of doing trivia beats the fear of heights. So maybe I can actually convince him to go on a roller coaster for once.
Never.
I mean, come on, with that logic, you would think, right?
And I'm think it's false.
Wonka.
Alright, whatever.
But yeah,
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was, it's like one of those things that really felt nostalgic because, like, then you like relapse on who you met and how it all started. And this one, the title actually went well with how we all talked and like what we talked about, how it all connected together, and like how we all were like saying, well, I met this guy, then I met these guys, and then here we are today. I do think it's a great idea. I mean, I thought it was a great concept, a great execution, a great episode overall. I don't think it was the best because I feel like there were some moments where it was like off a bit and like it could have like had more attention to it, but I think like I said earlier, a B or an A would be appropriate.
I think some of it has to do with like when Marco like I think we had him cut off for a little bit when we were having him talk.
Yeah.
But like I still like the idea. I mean, the idea of just having like all of us talk about the past and how we all met, I think is appropriate. I don't think there's like any better way, unless like someone had an idea to like kind of finish off the beginning. And we know that like after this, we kind of start going like a little rogue or like loose with like what we want to do because like we're done with like the first 10 podcast episodes, and like after that we still kind of do them, but then like we kind of tell like let everyone know that hey, we're gonna be doing our own thing later on. The end of the beginning is like it's like watching a movie and like seeing the prologue or like the beginning, and then it like cuts like the opening credits. Like oh like that was the opening. Like enjoy whatever we got. Regardless of when we post it. Now that we kind of established who we are, there isn't. It feels more relaxing for us because all that hard work was kind of done, and we have the freedom to kind of do whatever we want whenever we want. If you want to take a break, that's also fine.
In a way, kind of like how we like all assembled and all. In a way, it kind of reminds me of the Harry Potter franchise. We all started off young, which we are right now. We have gotten to know each other, and then if you see the last movie, I forgot what it was called. It was like the Hall of Spirits Part 2, something like that. There was like a cutscene at the end where it showed like Harry, Hermione, and Ron being older and shit. I feel like that's like something that we all will be one day, Well, obviously, but but like it kind of relapses on like how we kind of will be like in the future in a way. But yeah, honestly, I honestly think this deserves to be an A.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
We all agree.
I agree, and I agree on the A. Yeah.
Marco, what do you think?
An A.
Nay.
Who keeps pressing the fucking crack sound?
I don't know, but that's hilarious. Alright then. Well.
No.
You know what's hilarious? When Marco played the NFL one.
Brian, stop squeezing.
Oh, that one. Board games.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I love that one. That one was fucking awesome.
That's dope.
It was near NFL time, wasn't it? I could have sworn it was.
Yeah, I think it was the NFL theme. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of actually it added up pretty well because like we were hearing it while it was like during that time. That was a pretty good little thing we added.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, guys, here is our tier list on how we honestly feel about this. We are. Yes, thank you for the claps, Discord. We are considering doing more for tier listing, but we're gonna have to think of some ideas. But if you guys have some ideas, feel free to explain or tell us in the comments, and we will take it up to consideration. And
honestly, I have an idea for tier list.
What?
Ranking zombie maps that we played.
Ooh. Okay. See, we already got some ideas going, and these aren't even in the comments. Y'all are slow, man.
Well, here's one. Are you excited for next year?
We should. You know what we should do? We should rank the best Kevin moments.
Yeah.
No. We'll do a Brian special. We'll just rank his favorite food.
Or do the best Brian faces.
The best things get at Costco.
Actually, the like we should rank like the funny faces we have of pictures of us like of all times.
That'd be cool. You know what? We should definitely do that. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be
Fucking-
more meat
That
than
would
all
be
you
fucking
guys.
hilarious.
This
Well,
was
For
definitely a
real.
good intro to the series, though.
yeah, definitely. I mean, we
Yeah.
might as well just say it is. But yeah, I mean, with that being said, though, guys, as the guys have already said their ideas, we'll definitely do more of this shit. And yeah, I do thank you guys for tuning in and listening to our new addition to the Boys of Ventura on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share this with your close ones, family, the community of the 805, We want to be out there, We want you guys
Yeah,
to know
keep it
that,
real.
there's, entertainment in the 805 still. So,
Always
we're gonna
entertainment.
keep that up. Well, that was my part.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, do you guys have anything to say before we cut ties?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm kind of surprised that there's that many episodes that are like C or D. Like, there's 8 episodes that we like, but the fact that we were like going through, like, especially the older episodes, and we're like, nah, we didn't like that one because of this. Like, there's like 3 in C and 1 in D, which was kind of inevitable. But I'm like, dang,
I mean, it is
But I
what it
do.
is. I mean, like, I guess you could say it's a little bit of a learning experiences because of like, well, how we're just coming up and we're just new to the podcast fucking environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've never done this
Mhm.
before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a switch for us, and it's been a great switch because, we connect
Oh,
more,
yeah.
not only with each other, but, we can honestly say, what else is going on in our lives. And I feel like it kind of develops, our backgrounds a bit,
Yeah. I kind of knew Ventura Desires would be the best one out of all of it. It's kind of everything you'd want from not just the Boys Ventura episode, but also like dealing with the makings of it.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. You know I had to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesse?
Appreciate y'all tuning in to this fine tier ranking establishment of our video. Fucking quick. Either way.
Be quiet, Pablo!
Evan, stop it.
Stop it, dog. Wait. Either way,
Pablo hijacked Marco's keyboard again. Quit
either
being the
way,
keyboard
we
master,
are-
man. Save it for Twitter.
Quit being a Kevin board.
Kevin Boyd.
Either
Right?
way,
Can you
hey,
tell Kevin to stop messing with the keyboard?
please.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dude.
Fucking, it's Connor.
It's not me.
It is because whenever you
No,
make it,
dude. Why do you think it's me, dude?
I'm one of you guys.
Brian likes to accuse people.
I'm
of
not doing
anything.
it. I'm not even touching my phone. My phone's laying
Yeah.
down.
You know what I'm
Bro, I'm
touching?
like-
I'm touching my drink. That's all I'm touching.
No. Continue what you're saying, Jesse.
I mean, like I said, thank you for tuning in to our fine video of the entertainment of our tier list. Please tune in for more and like and subscribe. And hey, we do got social, so it'll be under the link. We got Discord, TikTok, Instagram, and don't forget our finest YouTube. So yeah, hey, be part of the crew of Ventura. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
Brian?
grow up,
Yeah.
Brian, it's your turn to talk now.
Yeah, Brian. You don't eat, you
Well,
talk.
whatever day are you saying? So, thanks for watching us. Be tuned for our little surprise coming up.
Oh yeah, there is gonna be a surprise coming up. We're gonna have a big Christmas special.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Well, you just spoiled the surprise.
Well, Jesse did.
No, I
Surprises
just said
are
I
meant-
just said
meant
big.
to be.
I just
Well-
said there's gonna be a
Yeah.
big Christmas special. That's it.
Well, yeah, but you spoiled that there's gonna be a special for Christmas.
I mean, it's Christmas. It's always gonna be special.
Yeah, but they don't know we're gonna post something. You know what?
Yeah.
Just because of that, we're not gonna post anything for Christmas. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You guys suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Kevin told us not to do it.
What?
Anything you like to say before
Okay.
we
We have a big Kevin special coming.
end?
See you guys later. Also, they did not tell me about this.
Well,
He's like, I'm not the problem here.
that was said.
My fault.
Alright, guys. Well, hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you next episode, as we will possibly be doing another podcast episode. The topic is still a secret, but we know you guys will love it, knowing us. Take care, guys.